How many people does it take to make a pencil? Hi, welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, do you have a pencil nearby? Can you go grab it? I'll wait. Okay, now, usually if I ask you to go get a pencil, it's because we're going to draw something, right? Well, today I have something else I want you to do with that pencil. I want you to just hold it up and look at it. I mean, really look at it. It looks pretty simple, doesn't it? Just graphite, wood, an eraser. It's so simple and so cheap. Pencils cost almost nothing to purchase. I mean, usually when you buy them, you're getting a big box of them. They're very inexpensive. So if they're simple and they're cheap, that means they must be pretty easy to make, right? It must not take that many people to do it, right? Well, what if I told you that it takes thousands and thousands of people to make the pencil in your hands? I was thinking about this because I got an email from a couple of curious kids named Judah and Gilead. They wondered, what are pencils made of? I've got an idea. Let's trace the entire journey that a pencil takes before it gets into your hands. We'll talk about how pencils are made while we learn about how amazing it is that pencils exist in the first place. A pencil is the final result of hundreds of steps, and each step depends on someone else doing their part. When you count every person involved from start to finish, the number becomes huge. Thousands and thousands of people all working together without ever meeting each other. Look at that pencil again. That thing took thousands of people to make. Let's follow the journey of a pencil from the very beginning. First, think about the wood. Most pencil wood comes from special types of trees that grow straight and smooth, like cedar. Those trees need people to plant them, to water them, to protect them from pests, and finally, to harvest them. Then you need the loggers who cut the trees, the truck drivers who move them, the workers who run the sawmill machines that slice the logs into the thin wooden slats, and the technicians who maintain the machines. Because what happens if any of those machines stop working? You need someone to fix them. And those machines break down a lot. All of those people are necessary just with the wood part of the pencil. But now let's think about the graphite in the middle. The graphite is that black stuff that is the actual, it's kind of like the ink of the pencil, but it's not really ink. Graphite is a mineral that has to be mined from the earth. That means miners, engineers, safety workers, machine operators, and more. And then after it's mined, it has to be crushed and cleaned, mixed with clay and shaped into long, thin rods. Every machine involved in that process was also built by someone somewhere else. And the electricity powering those machines, don't forget about that, that came from workers at a power plant. So that's the graphite and the wood. Now look at the eraser. That tiny pink piece is made from rubber or rubber-like materials. Natural rubber comes from trees, which, again, need farmers and harvesters and processors. Synthetic rubber comes from chemical plants that require hundreds of workers. When the eraser is ready, it has to be attached to the metal ferrule at the end. Oh yeah, the thing that the eraser sits inside of is called a metal ferrule. And speaking of that, Farrell, the metal part is usually made from aluminum, and aluminum comes from ore that must be mined and transported and melted and pressed into shape. And this still doesn't include the people who make the boxes pencils come in, or the people who drive delivery trucks, or the workers in the stores who sold you the pencil. It also doesn't include the people who built the roads that the trucks drive on, or the people who work in the offices that manage the factories. When you add it all up, your pencil is simple on the outside, but its story is enormous on the inside. It takes thousands of people across many countries working together to make the pencil you're holding right now. And most of them don't even know each other. Each person just does their part, and together they create something useful that almost everyone on Earth uses. So here's the crazy thing. There is no one person on this Earth who could make the pencil in your hand all by themselves. It's a big group effort. Now, here's something really wild that I learned today, and believe me, I double-checked this to make sure this was true because this sounded unbelievable, but this is true, okay? Guess how far you could draw with a pencil, like a straight line. How far could you draw with it? You want to take a guess? Most pencils can draw a line more than 30 miles long. Isn't that wild? Okay, let's have a quick quiz. What mineral is found in the center of the pencil, and that's what you use to write with? That is called graphite. What part of the pencil is made from trees? Well, the wood comes from trees, and also if it's a natural rubber for the eraser, that comes from trees too. And what metal is used to hold the eraser on? That would be aluminum. Let's play true or false. True or false? Graphite has to be mined from the ground. That is true. True or false? Only one factory is needed to make an entire pencil. That is false. Factories for the paint, factories for the wood, there's factories for the metal. True or false? Natural rubber can come from trees. That is true. Would you rather be in charge of cutting the wood for a pencil or making the erasers for the pencil? Have you ever been inside a home improvement store like a Home Depot or a Lowe's? If you're listening to this in the United States, those are the names of two of our really popular home improvement stores, Home Depot and Lowe's. Anyways, I really like the way those places smell. And one of the reasons that those places smell the way that they do is because of all of the lumber, the wood that is inside of the store. I love that smell. I love the smell of cutting wood. So I am definitely be in charge of cutting the wood. Okay, let's play a couple of rounds of What Am I? What am I? I once grew tall in a forest. I get cut into thin slats. And I surround the writing part of the pencil. What am I? I am wood. Okay, and here's one more. What am I? I am usually pink. You press me when you make a mistake. I can be made from natural or synthetic rubber. What am I? I am an eraser. All right, I want you to look at that pencil one more time now that we've learned so much about them today. Can you believe all of the people involved in making that little pencil? And that's just A simple little pencil. Look around your house now at all of the big machines that are in your house. I bet those things involve even more people because they have so many parts involved. Isn't our world amazing? Aren't people amazing the way that we figured out how to work together and build all of these things? What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And for all the grown-ups listening, please visit CuriousKidsEveryday.com to get a free printable with activity ideas that don't involve screens. Those are the best kinds of adventures to have. That's CuriousKidsEveryday.com. See you tomorrow.